So right off the top, escalating tensions between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. The two leaders sparring today. Mr. Zelenskyy accusing Donald Trump of living in a Russian disinformation space. He said that during a news conference in Kiev. Just moments ago, Mr. Trump slammed Zelenskyy back in a lengthy social media post. Trump saying in part, quote, "A dictator without elections, Zelenskyy better move fast or he is not going to have a country left." In the meantime, the president goes on to say, "We are successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia, something I'll admit only Trump and the Trump administration can do," close quote there from the president's social media. So let's go live to CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, the president posting this while the U.S. has an envoy in place to have talks in Ukraine. What are the implications overseas?
Reed, that's right. Keith Kellogg is supposed to meet with President Zelenskyy in Kiev today. And just to point out more of Trump's post where he called Zelenskyy a, quote, modestly successful comedian, he really criticized the fact that Ukraine has received billions of dollars of aid from the United States. And in recent weeks, Trump has questioned that, saying, what is the U.S. getting in return for giving them that aid? He also pointed to the fact that he believes that there should be an election to replace Zelenskyy, citing low polling numbers for Zelenskyy, though some of the other polls show him hovering right around 50%. Lately, Trump has been critical of Zelenskyy, and yesterday, talking to reporters here in Florida, he seemed to put blame on Ukraine for not yet brokering a deal that would let them retain, quote, most of their land. All of this notable, too, as Ukraine was kind of left off the table when it comes to Russian officials and U.S. officials meeting in Saudi Arabia yesterday to talk about an end to this war.
All right, Aaron, so I want to switch gears here because a lot of people are talking about it today. President Trump, Elon Musk, the two faced questions on the role of Mr. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency during a pre-recorded interview with Sean Hannity last night. I want to play that for our viewers to see a portion of it, and then we'll talk about it. Let's watch.
Well, the overall goal is to try to get $1 trillion out of the deficit. And if the deficit is not brought under control, America will go bankrupt. This is a very important thing for people to understand.
Yeah, we inherited.
Yeah.
And inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks.
That was January.
Inflation is back. No, think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump, inflation. I had nothing to do with it. These people have run the country. They spent money like nobody's ever spent.
So for those who have expressed that they don't really have a stomach for the power that Elon Musk has been granted by the president sort of stuck his foot in the door and said the buck stops with him, Aaron.
Yeah, President Trump really portrayed Elon Musk as an enforcer of some of his executive orders, such as eliminating DEI programs from certain federal agencies. He pointed to Elon Musk and what he's doing with Doge and identifying potential cuts as the ones actually carrying out the spirit and mission of his executive orders. I also thought it was notable how Elon Musk said, quote, some of those employees affiliated with Doge are paid by the federal government, are considered federal employees. Hannity, in their interview, noted that Elon Musk himself is not paid for his work with Doge, but the fact that he said some raises questions about who else may not be technically employed by the federal government, but are still working with or in Doge.
Right, and what kind of access they have, that is being challenged in courts as well. So the president in Miami today, not far from where you join us live. What are the meetings about there in South Florida?
Yeah, President Trump left from here to Miami this morning. This is a two-day conference being ran by the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, something not usually attended by presidents. But Trump is going to be continuing his courting of the Saudis here, notable given his son Jared Kushner's investments in the country. And this is also notable just because just yesterday, Trump officials and Russian officials met in Saudi Arabia to talk about ending the Russian invasion in Ukraine. You've heard Trump officials say that Saudi Arabia is a key partner as they're trying to negotiate an end to this war. Certainly going to be watching to see if there's any further developments in Trump's conversations in Miami today.
All right, we'll be watching, and we know you'll have it. Aaron Navarro, thank you so much for that conversation.